Good afternoon. It's July 11th, 2023, and today we have right now what looks like a range day. It's 3:10, so about 50 minutes till market close, and I think the bulls are really trying to get this to close bearish, which would make it appear to be a second entry long off the 21 bar EMA. So I wouldn't be surprised if we rallied a little bit. Um, it looked over here like we were gonna try and hit that measured move from the overnights, but we didn't. We just hit a measured move of the midline from the overnights, and then we sold off and tested that opening price a couple times. Um, a lot of trades you could argue for today. So let's take a look. Let me say this before I start. This is the overnight range, but I think this range became more relevant uh, and made more sense to play. And all I did was I just drew that from this leg down shortly after the open. So that's how I was playing it. You could have played it a different way. So there's another look at it, and a couple good moves early on. It appeared that we were in this spike in channel up. So right at 820, you got you could look at this as a double bottom and a first entry failed second entry short, and that really confirms this trend channel because it forms right here, and I consider this a test, and then you get confirmation right here. So I like that one. And then we fail when we test the overnight highs, but you can't take that because you're just in a lot of congestion. That's 5 overlapping bars, so I don't think you want to go short there, and you're moving in this channel up still. So when we get a break of that, and you get I looked at this as a double top, first entry, second entry. That's also a double test. I like that trade. Expecting a new high from this spike in channel. Now we're going to move to a new high, and this is just a failed break higher, really. So this is, if you draw the measured move, you can see that that's this is the level of support. And so when we break out, maybe you take that. It's aggressive, but it had the feel of a range early on, and then we just make this strong move down. So a lot of people like that. We bounce here, we make a leg, well, really 2 legs up, and then we go sideways. And I thought we might get a second leg up, but this is not a convincing break of this channel. And after this congestion, we break out to the low side. It fails. Break out to the high side, that fails, and then we make a new low. So let's take a look at these. Here, you have the breakout to the low side, so perhaps you take that. It is testing that level, the midline of the overnight range. So maybe you take that one. And really, for that reason, you could argue for this one too, but I just felt like we might make another leg up. So you could argue for this one too, and that fails, and then you get this double test down here with room back to the EMA, and I think that's key here because we just made a new low. So I'm a little more nervous to take this one, and then you get this breakout pullback and a super bearish bar. So you could argue for that too, but when we made this new low, it felt like the bears were going to win and we were going to make a new low. So, I mean, you could argue for all of these, but these are very aggressive. Come down here, you get a break, and you get a second entry short, but there's no, the signal bar is no good. It was kind of a bullish doji. So we failed to make a new low on this channel, but it is a new low from this channel. So And I think that's why Max says he doesn't like after this channel he wouldn't draw this trend line right here because sometimes they don't get played out. That's pretty much exactly what happened. So anyway, we form this uptrend here. Oh wow. I guess this is confirmation right here. This is very sideways though, and you're in going into the midline, but you could definitely argue for this one. That's a very bullish bar. You can see a lot of people like that. It did take a minute though. But then when we come up here, you get a first entry, second entry long. And that is like, that's a more clear confirmation of this trend channel, but you could argue for this to be confirmation because of this swing. Then you get a second entry short up here, but we're in an uptrend, although it is at an important high. That's why I marked it. And that leads to a break. And then you get another second entry long. So as long as you have room to these highs, that's a problem though. It looks like there might not be room, but you could go on the engulfing bar here, 56.25. Yeah, so there's 4 ticks, so I'm gonna change that to green. But then when we have the break in the new high and you get a second entry short, right at that price level, I like that. There's room back to the EMA. Just enough, it looks like. Actually, you might even have 4 ticks there. But really, I mean, I'd be playing it. No, you got 5 ticks. So I'd be playing it like a range because we've been ranging all day up to that point. So I like this one. Then we come down and you get a double test here. I should have marked that green. I think that's no good. That signal bar's no good, yeah. And then I thought this would be a potential channel. Turns out it wasn't. Really, we're just going sideways. So maybe you take this failed second entry short right here, but this is too sideways. So, but you can see some people like that. Come out, hit this measured leg, and then we just fail. So let's see where we're at. Yeah, I like this trade. I like going long right here. That's a second entry long. So so we get a big sell-off probably because we hit that measured move. And then you get, you might want to take that one right there. You might consider taking this one if there's room back to the EMA, but that looks tight. So 57.25. Yeah, that's 4 ticks. So I think that's a little too close after that big move down. Then we go sideways and you get a second leg up, and then it breaks lower here, goes sideways, and you get first entry, second entry, no signal bar, matching high, bearish signal bar. So you might consider that. We're at highs for the day, and maybe you're looking at it like this, which would make it off a trend line. So there's reasons to consider that one. I really like this one that just happened. So yeah, we go lower, bounce off the midline down here. You can see that. That's pretty tempting, but I thought we might be going lower here, so I think you got to wait. And we bounce, and then you get this higher low. And I don't think you can take that one. And then you get a failure up here, but that's kind of in no man's land. So unfortunately, I don't think you can take that. We get a break, a matching high, room back to the EMA. Maybe you take that one. But if you're patient, this is a matching high. So you get a first entry, second entry just now. And now we got a new high. And I just wouldn't be surprised if we get a late rally right here. And what's this measure move at? I was thinking about 44.69 would be the target, and the reason is because if you're going for half the ATR on the daily chart, you can't see it on my screen, but the ATR is 42.92, so that's 21 points, we'll say. So if you go at 48.25, that would bring you to 69.25. So I mean, that would bring us to that right there. Who knows? I mean, we're finding resistance at the measure move again, but 40 minutes left in the market day, so anything could happen. Hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.